The security guard at the Watergate complex caught the burglars because he noticed they had put tape on the doors to prevent them from locking. The wife of Nixon's Attorney General, Margaret Mitchell, found out about Watergate and was allegedly drugged and forced to stay in a hotel to prevent any leaks to the press. Texas Senator Wright Patman organized the first official congressional hearing on the scandal, where he basically yelled at 4 empty chairs because none of Nixon's aides showed up. Once the actual Watergate hearings started about a year later, it is estimated that over 85% of Americans watched at least some portion of it on TV. One of the hot topics of the hearings was Nixon's enemies list. The full list is almost 300 strong. John Dean explained its purpose when he said, quote, "Stated a bit more bluntly, how we can use the available federal machinery to screw our political enemies." The hearings became so popular that one company tried to capitalize on the fervor by selling long-distance lie detectors, where all customers had to do was point it at the TV and they can figure out who was telling the truth. Ultimately, the revelation that Nixon had many of his conversations recorded led to his demise. Nixon tried to keep the tapes from the investigation, but the Supreme Court forced him to hand them over. Once Nixon turned over the tapes, investigators realized that about 18 minutes of one tape had been completely erased. There was still enough evidence to incriminate Nixon, but I've always wondered what was erased. What do you think it was? As the end grew near, Nixon was rumored to stay up late, drunk dialing political friends and opponents. Once Nixon realized that he was going to get impeached, convicted, and probably kicked out of office, he decided to become the first and only president to resign. If incoming President Gerald Ford had not pardoned Nixon, it is very likely he would have also been the first president to be thrown in jail. The day that Gerald Ford was sworn in as president, Nixon sold rights to create a memoir for $2.5 million. The Watergate scandal took over 2 years to unfold, from the day the plumbers broke in to the day that Nixon resigned. In the famous 1977 Frost-Nixon interviews, Nixon almost confessed when he said, "Well, when the president does it, that means it's not illegal." Sorry for that. What do you think? Was Nixon just caught covering something up that he didn't authorize? Or did he know the whole time?